Hi, Melaning. I'm Zorianna Kit, and today we review Violet, starring Olivia Munn, and it's written and directed by Justine Bateman. So, yeah, this is an interesting movie. I actually like it a lot, but at the same time, I feel like I don't have a lot to say about it. I love the conceit of the movie. It's just the idea of that little voice that basically lies to you, the devil on the shoulder, as it were, the one that kind of just beats you down and rips you to shreds as you live your life. What did you think of Violet?
So first of all, I think just a huge congratulations for Justine Bateman on her directorial debut. I mean, to some people, she will forever be Mallory on Family Ties. And this directorial outing of hers, I mean, it's very exciting. It makes me go, I can't wait to see what else she can do. She's definitely emerged with a really interesting subject matter and cast the right actress. You know, casting is paramount, right? So she found someone that really embodied that role. So kudos to Justine Bateman on that front. Kudos to Olivia Munn, who I have never been a fan of. Like, I just have never seen her in anything that made me go like, wow, she's great. And here I was so blown away. I was so blown away. And this character, it's all in the face. It's not so much in the words. It's just her expressions and her reactions to these voices in her head and trying to keep it all together on the outside. And I just have such newfound respect for Olivia Munn. And so I thought, that's why I'm saying kudos to Justine Bateman for that casting. So those are two things that those two things really deserve to be mentioned.
Yeah, I will say what I like about this movie is just how relatable it is. It's not like she has schizophrenia or this weird voice that tells her to do things. This is really about empathy and the fact that all of us have this voice that gives us self-doubt, that tears us down, that shames us constantly, and it's just highly relatable because I have to believe that everyone goes through this every day, constantly, and this movie just kind of brings this to light, allows us to empathize with people who just have a hard time kind of coping with day-to-day living just because of these thoughts and these voices that are screaming in their ear. And I think that's what I appreciate most about the movie.
Yeah, I do think it's important to point out that by voices in her head, this is not a character who is schizophrenic. It's the voice of self-doubt. That's what that is. So
which everyone has.
We all have, yes. Yeah. And in this case, it's voiced by Justin Theroux, and it's a very kind of ominous male voice that anytime she's going about her day doing stuff, you hear Justin Theroux's voice kind of putting her down and telling her she's not good enough. She can't do this. She's gonna fail. Why did she just do that? Oh, how embarrassing. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. And so it's this constant voice. Now, at the same time on screen, so it's so multi-layered. First of all, you get what's happening on the screen, which is Olivia Munn going about her day. She works as a studio executive. She's meeting with writers. She's got a roommate while her house is being renovated. We learn a little bit about her relationship with her family. And so there's all this stuff that we see on a surface level, which anyone else would see when we look at someone else's life. It's the visuals. And so on top of that layer, we get her inner voice that's very loud for us to hear. And on top of that, we see a cursive writing on the screen that explains that tiny voice that has never been given a voice is kind of dying to say or do, like, please don't leave, please don't go, please help me, I need help. And so there's basically 3 layers of reality happening at the same time on the screen.
There's actually a fourth where I was gonna say there's a fourth one where it's these little triggers of memories in the past, of things, of mistakes and tragedies that she's experienced in her life. And again, maybe it's just me, but I have to believe everyone's gone thugh this, because I just couldn't help but think of times in my life that I've told myself, or I've heard that voice, or I've remembered something that happened to me 15 years ago that I just can't shake, and then how that affects the way we interact with people. It's kind of award season, so you and I are going to these get-togethers, gatherings, screenings and stuff, and you meet people and you think to yourself, boy, am I really worthy to be talking to this person? And and it's just that voice in you just basically saying, no, you're not.
Yeah. Well, ironically, you're mentioning something which has to do with the entertainment industry. And this film, what I liked about it was this film is set in the entertainment industry. And working in the entertainment industry, I always get a kick out of films that are set in my business.
Mm-hmm.
I really do get a kick out of that, because there's a lot of little insidery things that like people in the business could understand. So, and also Justine Bateman, having been a child actor and grown up in this business, her brother Jason Bateman, also very accomplished. Yeah. This is their world. So yeah. It feels only natural that she would choose this as a setting. But what's interesting is that outside of Hollywood, this business as a whole is not relatable to people, in a different part of the country or in a different part of the world. So I thought it was very interesting that we got a woman who's very insecure, who has this voice that keeps putting her down, that's set in an industry that's not relatable to most people, but her insecurities and voices and issues are extremely relatable. Yeah. Like it just goes to show that everyone feels like this woman does. So it doesn't matter if you're working in a very niche industry like Hollywood. This is 100% a relatable character, and never once do you feel shut out or I don't understand what a studio executive is. You don't feel.
I mean, I've worked in an office for 2 decades, and this goes on. Just trying to succeed in your position, trying to get promotions and raises, and then the family dynamic. There's all that where you have all this conflict with your family, things you thought about your brother, your mother, your father, and it just kind of comes around every time you have a casual conversation with them.
Well, that's the thing. You can't have a casual conversation with your family members without something that
digging up
30 years ago gets brought up. And this happens in families all the time. Mm-hmm. So again, very very relatable. My only the one thing that I sort of just didn't quite feel like I needed to see in the film was the cursive writing that occurs of her inner thoughts on the screen. I didn't feel like that was really necessary, because I felt like Olivia Munn's face and actions really do convey what she actually feels. That to me, the cursive was at times a little bit redundant, but also a bit of a distraction, because I'm trying to watch what's happening, and then I have Justin Theroux's voiceover, and I'm trying to read cursive writing in the corner. So it was a little bit much.
I'll defend that decision in the sense of, I think the cursive writing represents journaling.
Yes.
It's the thing that I don't, do people still write cursive today?
I do. I do.
But that's the thing is that, being around Justine Bateman's age, journaling was the big thing. Writing in diaries was always, has always been a thing.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what that represents. And I've gone through that, where you just sit on a page and you write the same thing over and over again, just to kind of get this feeling out, or to kind of process this feeling. And I think that's exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, it was just a little too distracting focus-wise for me, because it's constant. Like, it's not like it just comes up every once in a while. There is a lot of that, but it does make for a distinct style. So I mean, I'll accept it for this movie. Yeah.
Okay, so clearly you like the movie. You connected with the movie, and you're kind of in the industry, so you know what I mean. It's gotta resonate very much with you. And so the question is, how much did you like it? And I'll go as high as 8.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Definitely. It definitely had me interested from start to finish. Casting was spot on. The director was a fantastic new voice, even though she's not a new voice in front of the camera, and definitely deserves to this movie deserves to be seen. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's interesting that after the credits, they do have like a 3-minute sequence with all the crew members who get some camera time to show all the little people. So I like that too. I also think you like this film probably as much as I did, maybe even a little bit more. But I also think you gave it an 8.
Yeah, I kind of wrestle with it. As much as I love the film, I don't know that I would say the word brilliant, which maybe is why I'm struggling whether to give it an 8 or 7.5. And so I'm going to go with the 7.5. I think it's a movie that if you want to watch a movie that makes you feel normal, this is the movie to watch. To say that you're not alone and that you're going to have a good feeling because finally a movie is explaining what's going on in your head.
Yeah, I mean, it is a small movie. It's not a big budget film. In terms of like, there's no big cinematic pans and things like that. I mean, it is definitely an indie film. So you're not going to go there to watch some, Marvel type fight or some great action.
Or some grand drama.
Yes.
Where people are emoting everywhere.
Yes. It is very kind of true to life, almost mundane. It would be an otherwise mundane movie were it not the goings on behind her head is how I describe it.
Yeah. So if you're normal, if you're struggling with being normal, absolutely go see this movie.
Yeah.
All right. So be sure to like, subscribe, let us know what you thought of Violet. It's on VOD and theaters now. And with that, let's get out of here.